Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Community Matters and Town Assets Committee. We're Wednesday, 22nd of October, and it's just 7:30. So just a few of the formalities to begin with. We're not expecting any fire tests this evening, so if you do hear the alarm, we will need to exit the building. Your nearest exit is just behind you, and our assembly point is over in the car park. So, of course, obviously, a bit of traffic outside there at the moment. So, absolutely, yeah, in the rain, but yeah, we'll do a count and make sure everybody's out safe and sound anyway. So we've got apologies from Mariam, and as I said, there's a bit of traffic going on outside, so hopefully we'll see Bob shortly. But I can propose for Mariam. We hear from her. Yeah, Paul second, and that's everybody. Yep. Okay, we shall run on to agenda item number 3, which is the declaration of interests and any dispensations. I can start with that. So none from me.
None from me.
None. Me? None that I know of.
None from me.
Absolutely none from me.
Thank you, Mike. Okie dokie. All right. On to agenda item number 4. I'm going to share this with Paul for the chair's update as well. So just a few things that we just run through just to make sure in these agendas everybody's sort of up to date with the most recent things that we've got going on. So 4.1 on the agenda is the library consultation. So that's been run by North Somerset Council. It's a public consultation running up until the 24th of October. And in essence, that's just to make sure that the public have got an opportunity, really, I guess, to be able to shape the service of the library services going on, make sure that they are achieving, I guess, what they need to do out of their statutory obligations with the limited funds that they've got available. So everybody's encouraged to make their sort of feelings known on that. 4.2 is the North Somerset Council's community governance review. So this was part of our agenda last month, and this is just to confirm, really, I guess, that the council has made a formal response on behalf of Portishead Town Council, and not necessarily, Mike, I think we thought, or not that we thought, but it might have just gone in as yourself as an individual, but no, that's fine. So yeah.
So just a point of clarification, I might have missed it, but have we put that on the council website?
We did put it down as one of the communication items.
There's definitely been a Facebook post on it, but Amy's on holiday, but I'll check. Yeah, okay.
That's fine. We'll double check. 4.4 is the resident drop-in session. So our last one was actually held in the precinct Saturday before last. Our next one coming up is on the 8th of November, and that's in the Piazza. That ties up with the farmers market there, doesn't it? I believe, boy, doesn't it? So yeah, second Saturday. So so we shall be there. December's, just to make a note of that, is going to be in the foyer of the library. So that's where we're going to be then. 4.5. I don't know if you want to speak to this, Paul, because we're going to add also a bit about Blacknor as well. So
we'll have a little spot on land along the coast.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. So the first one is people have seen that the land which they've called the beach, which is on Hillside Road. Yeah, it's called the beach. Yeah, in the details on the auctioneer's site. Yes, euphemistically called. Anyway, it's facing Hillside Road, and it's next to a piece of land owned by the National Trust, but it's part of the Coastal Path. Coastal Path runs right through this land. We've had quite a few inquiries from residents, so the facts of the matter are that it's private land. It's owned by 2 individuals. We suspect it's probably relatives of the builders who built the Hillside Road estate back in whenever it was, quite a long time ago, from talking to a couple of people who were around a long time ago, 50, 60 years ago. So basically people have been concerned about it because obviously it's a lovely spot. It's on the Coastal Path. I know now that some residents have getting together to potentially purchase the land.
There's a bit of misunderstanding that it was presumed to be council land
Yes.
because we've got a bench on it, and North Somerset kind of.
Yes, so
so-
exactly. So I have explained to the residents that there are quite a lot of anomalies in Portishead and across the country where land that's maybe owned, it's not owned by the local authority, is actually maintained by the local authority. We have tens of those pieces of land in Portishead, and it's a widespread thing. Some historical agreement. And so, yes, as Emma said, North Somerset been cutting the grass and for years, and we've got a bench there as well, which is slightly odd, but anyway, we have. All right, so that's so obviously some residents understandably were a bit confused and asked us why we were selling the land, to which I had to point out it's not, we're not. So anyway, it looks like I just suggested to them as well that the best thing to do is to approach the auctioneer, and if the residents want to buy the land, to make an offer. It's up for between £10,000 and £30,000, which would indicate to me that the people selling it don't really think it's suitable for development. Mm-hmm. Interestingly, about a little tiny parcel of it has been put into a separate land title, and the people are keeping that bit, but it's next to one of the houses on Hillside Road. Okay, but it's literally that little bit there. So they split it up, and that was registered 6 months ago. So there's obviously some sort of plan to do this over a while. But anyway, okay, so that's that one. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Yeah,
Just, I know we've rehearsed this conversation between us, but in this forum, I mean, there's been some correspondence as well, I know. Obviously, one of the options, which we may wish to dismiss, but it's still worth putting it out on the table, is that the Portishead Town Council could put in an offer for it. One would like to think if we did, we could get it for a minimal amount of money, but that's perhaps unlikely. Only in terms of, I know it's only 10 houses, but over generations, it's a sort of a view, isn't it? And it's an access thing for the residents of North Somerset and those that use the coastal path. And I suppose my concern is that we don't inadvertently let it slip into continued private ownership, and then somebody comes along and does something really creative. That's my caution, I suppose.
There is a risk of that, but I would say that the topography of the land right next to the coast, the fact the coastal path's going right through it, and the fact they're only putting it up for between 10 and 30,000 means it's very. I think I said to the residents, it's very unlikely, but not inconceivable, that someone might do something creative. But frankly, the best way, really, I think, is for the local residents there to form a little management committee and then just look after it, because obviously none of them, if 7 or 8 of them get together, it's all of their interest just to keep it as it is, so I don't know, any other views on that? So
is there a response from these people? How many are there here? I forget now.
So what I know is that one of the residents has put a letter around it, and 12 residents are potentially interested in forming a group to purchase the land.
Cheers. That's good.
Paul, did you want to add anything for Blacknall?
So moving further on the coastal path,
just while we're there,
walking towards Portishead. It's a lovely. Imagine it. It's a lovely summer's day. You look left. It looks like the Caribbean. There's Blacknall Lighthouse, which again has been quite a lot of correspondence and some press articles about. So I think, as I've read them now, I think it was built in 1895. It was functional until about 15 years ago, when Trinity House decommissioned it. Because obviously large ships have got all of the equipment on board these days, and there's the other lighthouse at Battery Point. From that point onwards, it had been looked after by a community interest group. Originally had several directors, but as of this week, there's only one left, which is a guy called Bill Shear. Most people will know Bill has done a sterling job in keeping it going. There was an agreement with Trinity House to keep the optics, which is the thing that spins round and there's all the light and everything in there. So the optics were there until about 3 weeks ago. But basically Bill is very ill and has not been able to keep things up, and no one else has stepped forward. So it resulted in Trinity House removing the optics about 3 weeks ago. Okay, so you've still got the structure, which is obviously iconic. There's nothing in the top of it anymore. For various reasons, as the CIC is going to be struck off from Companies House. When you form a CIC, it's like setting up a company, a private company. It's just a different type of company. It's registered on Companies House, and because of basically not filed accounts and all this stuff for several years, it's going to be struck off. And there is no way that can be prevented, unfortunately. The strike-off date is the 9th of November, and so again, there's been various conversations. Roger is not here, has set up a private Facebook group, and what we're trying to do is to get kind of residents together to see who would like to be part of saving it in the future. So it's on a very little small piece of land. So the land and the lighthouse will revert to the Crown on the 9th of November, because that's what happens when the owner of a land is, disappears, as it were. So that's what will happen. Sharon has written to the Crown Estates. There's a special department with a Latin name, which I can't remember what it is, but which looks after land that is sort of stranded and is actually going to become part of the Crown. But they won't do anything until the 9th of November, because they say, we've just looked in the land registry and it's owned by this CIC. So we've expressed an interest in the Town Council potentially owning the land. So this is one where, we obviously would hope that we would get the land for a peppercorn, which seems to be the going rate for for Crown land. Don't know what I mean. Obviously we would look to see if we could facilitate a group of people coming together to maybe do some crowdfunding and sort of put it onto an ongoing basis. I would say that the structure is not in a brilliant condition. It's been painted over, but obviously it's metal. It's right by the coast. I think it probably needs stripping down and painted properly with marine paint. But it's not a huge amount of maintenance. But obviously it's quite a tall structure, so you can't. There's health and safety and all that kind of stuff. And there's a little bit of land that it's on. The little bit of land is protected to some extent because in the neighbourhood plan we designated it as a local green space, which gives it some protection from development. Personally, I think it would make sense for the council to purchase that, especially as we would expect to get it for nothing. And I'm sure our conversation will be about, what are you going to do with it, Crown? It's a Grade 2 listed building. Are you really going to come and demolish it? And probably not. And so that'll be the tone of the conversation. We're looking to get as many interested residents together, so we will put out some publicity and over the next few weeks to try and. So that'll be one, obviously, for the comms, Emma. But so if anyone is interested in that. So any comments on that one at all? Mike, do you want to come to the microphone?
Well, as it happens, I was overlooking it today. A friend lives overlooking it. There's one on the opposite coast, I think, which is identical.
Yeah.
And it does beg the question, why did Trinity House strip the optics out, which are visible, aren't they? It's sort of destroyed some of the character of it now. And whether they're likely to return them, because I presume they were purpose designed for that structure back in the day, or whether they've taken them away to put into the ones on the Newport side of the channel. So yes, I don't know the answer to that, but I certainly agree that we should be setting up something in Bill's absence and keeping it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Mike.
I mean, just to reinforce your point, I'm not a lighthouse expert, but presumably, if we do take it on, we want to explore if we could have the optics in there to make it a more inviting icon of the area.
Indeed, yeah. I can't imagine they've got another lighthouse ready waiting for the optics, but I honestly don't know. But unfortunately, they have gone now, so obviously would have to be a process to retrieve them. So yeah.
All right, thanks, Paul. Thank you. Okay, so that was 4.5 and our little addition. So on to 4.6. This is just a bit of information really regarding a notice of consultation which we've had regarding Clifton Suspension Bridge toll increasing from £1 to £1.50 per vehicle. So there's an online link there, which will be in our agenda, which we'll have online anyway to be able to click on. But there's a consultation for the proposed toll increases, which hasn't got too much longer to run now. So that's up to the 7th of November. So yeah, anybody who's got any strong views for increasing that by 50p, please let them know. Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't know what most people. Let's not go too much on a tangent, Janet, but we'll see. 4.7 is just the update on the down road closure. So we were due for some patching and resurfacing work. That work has now been postponed to the 29th of September. And I think that pretty much was due to scheduling and making sure that there's efficiencies with some other patching that's going on in the area at the same time. So yeah, so there was meant to be a road closure. That's now been sort of pushed to, I think we have got the date for that. We haven't got it in here, have we?
I think it's December. I don't know, we got the exact date. It's going to be in December.
Yeah, I thought I saw maybe the 7th or 9th or something.
Yeah,
like that maybe. Yeah. 4.8, it's a bit of ping pong now, Paul, isn't it? It's back over to you for this one. So this is regarding the walkway surface in front of the Mirage building, sort of Bottolino's, which has long since been something that that certainly our residents have been making us known about the quality and the surface and what it's like in the wet, what it's like in the dry, what it's like in any season, to be honest. So yeah.
As we know, we've seen a few humorous posts about
Wow.
a serious point is obviously the surface was put in about 4 years ago to replace the previous wooden surface, which was rotten and dangerous, but it's not it's clearly not lasted very well at all. It's getting worse, and there was some sort of half attempt at some repairs the other week, but they made it worse. Anyway, the land is owned by North Somerset. We have written to North Somerset Council and asking them to put in a proper solution, which is probably either the slabs, which is around the whole of the rest of the marina, or or maybe tarmacking. But I think personally, the slab solution is the best. We await their response. We did suggest if they're short of cash, which they are, they might want to look at some Section 106 money. So let's see what they come back with, but clearly it needs to be sorted out. We've obviously pointed out that it's a very well-used walkway. We're proud of our public realm, and that's a bit of an eyesore, frankly. So, So
impact on the residents, impact on the businesses local. It blows around in the summer.
So let's see what they come back with, and then we'll have to look at our options from there, I think. Yeah.
Janet?
I've been on it on my mobility scooter, and to be perfectly honest, it's really dangerous. It kicks up stones onto your legs, which isn't very nice, and also it's very rough, and I feel as if my scooter's falling over.
And puddles. Well, obviously we're going to be puddled for the next couple of days, aren't we? But yeah, indeed. So yeah, hopefully we'll keep that on the agenda and just make sure that we get an update and hopefully something be able to fetch everybody in time for the next meeting. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. And then 4.9 is just a reminder of the Remembrance Parade and the road closures. So that's from 10:15 until 12:15. It's 9th of November, Remembrance Sunday on that. And the road closures are pretty much as usual. So the High Street will be closed between Coombe Road and Church Road South. Stoke Road, that means Stoke Road, Church Road South, Church Road North itself. 10:15 for the parade being assembled. 10:30 for the parade itself, and then 11:15, 11 o'clock, obviously just outside here as well for the 2-minute silence, and then the service itself 11:30 in St Peter's Church. Okay, yes, Mike.
It's not the mentioned here, but it's outside the garage like last year.
Yes. Yeah, just outside. Yeah, outside Impero, and just down from there. That's pretty much exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah, we were a bit further down, weren't we? Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Item number 5, which is the minutes for the previous meeting. So I have all okayed them. I can propose them. Can we have a seconder? Yeah, Martin, and everybody in favour? Yep. So I shall sign those before the end, Dave. And item number 6. So this is our public participation section. So we, in essence, sort of open the floor. So anybody that wishes to fetch any statements or questions related to anything that we've got on the agenda or wider than that. So I know we've got a couple of members of the public with us this evening. So.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to just come to the microphone.
Yeah, and just let everybody, for the record, if you let everybody know what your name is,
Yeah.
go. Thank you.
Just come in, have a seat, and
Yeah.
we have to use a microphone because it
Just in
means
case the
people with hearing difficulties can.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's online.
I'm
But
really prepared anything on that.
no, and
We live in the new apartment, the circular one, and we've been there since last December, I think. So coming up to a year now. Anyway, the issue we've been noticing is the number of cars and other vehicles, commercial vehicles, going in to load up or take away empty crates and stuff from the restaurants. It's first of all, it's ruined the whole grass verge, which I guess was converted to make ways through for when work was going on the apartment we live in and on the cladding work that was done on Mirage.
yeah.
But all that is more or less over now. But those have become kind of recognised roadways across the grass verge and across the pavement on each grass verge, so it's from two ways. So particularly weekends, there's often quite a few cars parked on there, and during the week, commercial vehicles go across there to the restaurants. And yesterday I looked out, and an MJ Church garbage truck was parked right across from the road, right across almost to the bins there against the Mirage building. So no one coming down the pavement could have passed at all. Yeah. Of course, the bollards, which are at the end of the zebra crossing and also at the beginning of the pavement, either end, Martingale Way and Mirage, have the blue plaques on them for giving cyclists and pedestrians, but certainly no vehicles. So first of all, it's the obvious sight. It's not a pleasant sight. It makes the place look rotty. The second thing is that it's a very heavily used pedestrian area, especially first thing in the morning with children going to school on scooters, bikes, etc. A lot of people back and forth to go across to the shops, etc. So a lot of pedestrian traffic, and this raises the obvious safety concern. Yeah. Not myself, but my son, who was at the flat. It was back in March. Witnessed an almost could have been fatal accident with a large pickup truck reversing, and it wasn't a new one, so it didn't have any cameras or anything, but coming within a few inches of a man man was coming up the pavement. He had his headphones on, so he wasn't hearing things, and so until he heard my son's voice. But that's it. To us, it's really an accident waiting to happen there.
Yep.
So it's the look, but overall, it's the. I did report that incident to the police, and they gave us an incident number. But
Yep.
so yes, that's it. And
Yeah,
various.
So I think we've all witnessed it ourselves and been concerned about the increasing usage of the area as well. It's not a designated car park in any way, shape or form. People are mounting over, the actual edge in that sense to actually get there as well. So
yes, they're driving across the pavement. In
effect. So I mean, there's no signage down there to denote that it's a car park. It's just become sort of used in that way, isn't it? In that sense, and there is no safe. You're gonna, if you drive onto it, you have to reverse off it. So there's no means of being able to get around.
And then it has other
it's
well.
not. It was never designed to be a vehicular movement area, was it? So
no, it was meant to be a place for people to pass through, get together, and have a chat, whatever. But
exactly. And people have got a right to walk freely and safely all around the area, haven't they? Without the worry that something's going to be there and driving where somebody's not going to be expecting something to be driving either.
Yes.
So thank you.
So that's.
Thank you very much.
That's
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, given what we've just sort of heard as well, I think it probably might be worth just sort of popping straight through to item number 10, and then we can give a yes, Jenny, if you wanted to.
On to item 10, it's coming up again, isn't it?
Yep.
Go straight to item 10. Go straight to item 10, is that right?
Yeah, we might do. So, I mean, in terms of what we need to do is make the area safe for our pedestrians again, safe for our residents, safe for our visitors, and anybody else that's using the area. So, one of the suggestions that we've got really is to denote and to mark out that area by having the flowering tubs that we've got obviously everywhere else around the town, just to deter drivers from mounting the pavement and using that area for parking, to make it more visible that the area is not a vehicle movement area, to make it more obviously to brighten up the area as well in line. So we have been speaking with Portishead in Bloom, who would be happy to maintain those tubs as well. So as I said, coming to item number 10, the consideration is for us here this evening anyway to purchase the self-watering tubs, which are the versions now that we've got going all around the town, to deter drivers from mounting the verge and using that area for parking. We would need to ask North Somerset for a licence to be able to place the tubs there. So it's a bit chicken and Janet, I was going to say a bit chicken and egg, whichever way around we do it, but we still need to crack on to do it.
Can I just say the license will be granted and it doesn't cost anything. It's just that they can't issue it until we've told them exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I therefore assume that North Somerset Council owns the land?
Yeah, they do. Yes.
Yeah, it comes around to that area before it goes down there. Yeah.
So why aren't we asking them to cover the cost
of the
tubs?
They haven't got any money, and as always, so it's not going to happen.
I think we probably need a bit more of a pragmatic solution ourselves at the moment to just to sort of make something happen a bit quicker, certainly from a safety perspective, and just to kind of be able to move on with it really, I guess. Shall I go, Jenny, because you were and then Mike, and then
I was just going to say,
Sue.
completely support the proposal, but you were saying that if shop businesses are actually using it for loading and unloading,
Which they
and
shouldn't
stuff,
be.
but are there other places
There
around
are.
there that they can safely use, so we don't
Yeah,
have
there's-
to,
there are-
in
there's-
association, ask for an
there's-
additional loading bay?
No,
or
there's
anything like that?
designated loading areas there. So yeah, it's not.
Can I just say, so when Sharon and I have measured it all up, so yeah, the 3 planters are sort of the minimum you get away with to stop cars driving onto what is a piazza. But there is, if next to Bottolino, there's a loading bay down there, and there's obviously on the other side, they can come around Martingale Way to get into Aqua, which is what they should do. Okay, they shouldn't be doing it in the first place. They're just too lazy to drive around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And when and I think it's about that kind of building of knowledge, even though they see cars parked and other people just also it's about that increase, isn't it? Really, I guess in terms of usage. So this is a deterrent, in the sense that hopefully nothing can pass through in that way, and then just hopefully people's behaviour will be adapted by the fact that we've got those. The tubs there denoting what it is that we need to do. Yep.
May I say something else?
Yeah.
Just on that point of the loading and unloading, there are 2 loading bays either end. Sorry, thank you. And I think they need some additional signage to emphasize the fact that they are loading bays. Every morning I see the same vehicle in the one just outside of Mirage, and other vehicles during the course of the day, just cars, and other cars parked our end, opposite subway.
Yep.
So, and there's one particular large vehicle which comes in each morning. It's a blue vehicle, and it takes, I guess, the clean laundry and collects the dirty laundry from the hotel. And sometimes that large vehicle has actually had to park on the pavement outside of Lidl. So I mean those loading areas are being abused.
Yeah. So it would be highways, wouldn't it? That would the North Somerset team in highways, but we can certainly make a point to mention the misuse of the bays down there as well.
Yeah, we can get Sharon or someone to write to North Somerset and get them to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
Yes.
It's an important point,
Could
isn't
I
it?
just mention one other thing? One thing which could interfere with any vehicles crossing onto the area fairly quickly would be to re-establish the grass verges, dig up the chippings which dissect them each at the moment, and cordon off in order for turf or whatever it is, grass, to be regrown. So hopefully that would indicate don't pass that, and those are too long. They stretch long distances either side of the walkway from the zebra crossing.
Yeah.
So
It's a good point. I think we should look to do that when we get the planters put in. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mike, and then Mike.
Well, as it happens, I think the discussion that's just happened has covered the issue of businesses and access, and the planters providing what sort of obstruction they provide, and it may need to be supplemented, as you suggested. And although you said it implicitly, it's maybe worth making it explicit. Is it a piece of land that would come across in devolution if we're successful?
It's on the list, yeah. So it may well be owned by us anyway. It's fairly soon. So yeah.
Mike, is there anything you wanted to add?
Not really, because it's just been covered. Because from the top deck of the X4, you do get a good view, bird's eye view, and there are two areas, aren't there, of hardcore aggregate, which need removing. And I do wonder whether 3 tubs are going to be sufficient.
Well, they're the 3 largest ones, so I think they will, but I thought rather than buying 4 or 5, we'll go for 3, and if it's still a problem, we'll have to come back. But yeah.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Janet, just
Maybe we could put a bench in between them if it got a bit. It's cheaper, probably.
There you go.
do.
Yeah, we're trying to manage the situation. We'll see. I think these three would certainly make a big difference. We'll see what
Yeah.
people's behaviour is after that. You know what it's like.
That's right. Yeah.
Unless,
It's about adapting people's behaviour as
They'll
well.
be
isn't
getting
it?
smart cars through.
I'm sure you'll let us know if it's not working. Right?
Okay, so we've got the 2 points here. I can propose both. So that is the to approve and authorise the deputy clerk to purchase 3 filled flowering tubs at £1,487.43 plus the VAT, and we've obviously got the ongoing floral maintenance costs for that, and we've also got the application to write to North Somerset Council to request a licence for the tubs to be located at the Spinnaker Verge. So do I have a seconder for that, Jenny? And is that us all in favour? It is indeed.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Yes, Mike.
Do you not have to put amendments in to get North Somerset to reinstate the areas which have got the aggregate?
We could do. I think given where we are and what we know in terms of their funding availability at the moment, we can possibly request it, but as to whether that's going to be very high up on the list, I think if we review this after maybe 2 or 3 months, and then see if there's anything that we need to do.
Can't put the new tubs on the aggregate though.
When we apply for the licence, can we just ask North Somerset to reinstate or to get rid of the gravel and stuff at the same time? Yeah. Let's see what they say with that. Okay. If they don't, we'll have to do it ourselves. So, yeah.
All right. Are we happy to do that without any further proposals, Steve? Yeah. Okay. Right. So.
I think we need an amendment. It's just noted that that's going to happen at the same time.
Yeah, that's what we just.
I'll do is I'll write and ask them if they will reinstate it, or if they will not, whether they would have any objection to us carrying out some seeding work in that area.
Yeah, that's probably yeah. By the way.
Wildflower seeding.
Do it again.
That actually would be wonderful.
What have I done?
Right, let's
So I thought I'd say thank you very much. If you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, you're welcome. But if you want to go, you're also welcome. So it's fine. Don't. It's not rude to leave. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, no, please. Yeah. Right, let's reverse back to item number 7, which is reports from external organisations, clubs or community groups. So nothing live that we need to report on at the moment, and nobody else online or in the hall to add to that point. Item number 8 is our signposting and referrals officer report. I don't know if everybody's seen that for this month. It's just a recommendation for us to receive and note the signposting and referrals officer report. And good night. So that's for the period of the 1st to the 30th. Item number 9. Sorry, Janet. Sorry.
There's something that I'm a little concerned about with that, and it also refers to cans as well. People are coming in much more angry, and Cans is shutting one of their drop-in places, and they're going to the Sovereign Centre where there is security. And one of the things that people are angry about is the time that they're having to spend on the phone to get through to anyone, and they're giving up and they're frustrated and very angry. And when they come into Cans and to our signposter, they're basically hopping mad, because getting through to the DWP literally takes hours. Getting through to Age UK, well, I was given a time of 4 hours when I wanted to get through to them myself. And I think that I'm putting together, and I'm speaking to Cans as well, some data I'm going to try and get from CANS and from people about this rising anger. And I'm going to write to Sadiq Al Hassan about it, because I think it's something that our government needs to know about, because it is very much part of the feeling that people are giving, that they have no hope and they're getting angry about it.
Yeah. No. Is there anything that we can do in terms of whether it's support? I don't necessarily mean it in that way, because there's probably not a lot that we can actually do that they're not doing themselves. But is there anything that we should be doing to, I don't know, signpost, if that's the right word, signpost for the signpost, but signpost, in terms of tolerance and, just sort of how people are being potentially treated. This should be a safe space, really, I guess, for everybody when they're here. Is there any additional signage or things like that we might be able to display, or just for people to consider that these are people that they're talking to and looking for help from?
Claire has a sign on her table saying that she's not open to abuse, and that's really important.
But maybe if there's specific reasons people are being angry, maybe if we
there's nothing we can do about it. It's basically all of these places are understaffed. All of the helplines are understaffed, and this is why people end up coming to people like Claire and CANS, where they actually speak to a real person. And another thing is they're so angry as well when they don't have a person to speak to, and there's press button here and press buttons, and it drives them mad. But Claire was telling me that last Friday there were 16 people who came in that spoke to her, and every single one was in distress, upset, crying. And at the end of the day, the three of them got together and they said, that was really heavy, really heavy day. And the days are getting heavier generally, because people aren't getting any hope. There's nothing for them. And this is worrying, because Portishead's supposed to be quite a wealthy area. And I think people are getting very frustrated. Generally.
So
there's nothing we can do about it, but I'm sure that it is one of the reasons why we have the issues we have in the country at the moment, and we can see it in our community as well.
I just think maybe if we do, as I said, it might not make a difference. It might make a difference just to sort of, just to have some additional signage on a Friday, just to make sure that people are aware that, both Claire and the CANS team aren't the DWP either, if you know what I mean, to just to sort of put some boundaries there in terms of what people are doing.
They're not angry with Claire and CANS, but they're expressing anger at the situation that they find themselves in.
Okay. Thanks, Janet. Okay. Item number 9 then is onto the static report that we've got now for the CCT report. So it's August for this one. I don't know if anybody's got any points to note. It looked like a sort of, I think because it was August, there was obviously a lot of people about, a lot of groups about as well. So we are going to maintain our communications outputs on this. So the report itself would be summarised and shared through the social channels. But yeah, I don't think there was necessarily anything exceptional, really, I guess, to mention that was on there. Same kind of volume as July. A couple of groups disorder, lots of attendance from the police as well for different things which were noted.
I'm absolutely certain that the fact that we publicise it will take a lot of heat out of that particular issue, which I saw a lot on Facebook a few weeks ago.
They're definitely an interesting read. Okay, so hopping over 10, which we've covered, to number 11. So we've had the quarterly report from CANS. If everybody's had enough time to be able to run
I
through all of the
couldn't see it
slides.
because I couldn't load it onto my computer.
Okay.
So if you could
Yeah, there's
all onto this. So it was a different thing that I couldn't open.
That's fine. We'll I PDF'd it to share, but we'll make sure that this is.
Thank you very much.
Slide number 3, Janet has pretty much got the initial summary on there, and again, benefits and tax credits, which are the main issues, 234 out of the 679. So this is some of the data, Janet, that you can sort of fall back on in terms of the volumes of people that are coming into the service and the types of.
I'm going to have to take it home with me.
Yeah, you probably are, but but yeah, I mean, this is it's easy to see, really, I guess, from these numbers, as you said, all of the different government channels that may not be working for people at the moment, and they're having to supplement how they access the services with more support from the likes of CANS and certainly what we're doing through Claire as well. So yeah, but
could you send it to me on something that I can open, and I will use it as part of my stuff that I send to Sydney?
Yeah, indeed. And as you said, I think we're probably Sorry, Jenny, go on.
I was just going to ask a question, because looking at it, when you look at the issues on Q2 25-26, we've got 234 issues, benefits and tax credits, and 61 clients. So I don't quite understand what
they'll potentially have more than one issue related to claims. So it could be universal credit, it could be tax credits, it could be child benefits, it could be housing benefit. Some of that obviously now comes under universal benefit, doesn't it? But yeah. So there's so these are the individual issues, but the number of clients in that sense are the particular the unique people that are coming to the service.
Because when you look at asylum, it's virtually the same number.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Claire said to me the other day, nobody comes with just one problem.
No. As you said, if you're tending and frustrated to have or not be able to speak to a department, then you're less likely to be persistent about trying to get in touch with others as well, because I think you're going to feel that you're going to hit the same brick walls, really. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting read, and as you said, the issues really, I guess, are reflective quarter on quarter. But I don't know if we're able to summarise some of this, at least, Steve, just to get out in the comms pan. Maybe I'll look through with Janet, and we can sort of summarise some of that. But yeah, interesting reads. But I'll get
interestingly that Claire has seen over 750 people so far this year.
Yeah.
I've sent you the report in how. Okay, so you should go through.
Okay, thank you.
I was very frustrated because I couldn't open the damn thing.
No, we'll get it out one way or t'other. Okay, so sorry,
just
Jenny,
reinforce. I think to get some headlines out of that would be a really useful. Even if it's just 4 or 5 things to highlight. As you mentioned, that what Portishead is seen as seen as an affluent place, but actually what this is showing is that it absolutely isn't for everybody at all.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's a message that needs to said loudly.
Reflective of the residents' really needs.
But the thing is, we're probably only scraping the top of it as well, because not all people will come to CANS and not all people will come to Claire. But it's I honestly believe that the Friday change to here, with the 3 people, sometimes 4, with almost always a benefits check person available, at all times on that Friday has helped so many people. It's really, really been brilliant having it here. And I hated the idea of it changing here in the first place, but it's clearly working so well.
It's good to know. As you said, the more people that can be helped, the better. Really, it's about not necessarily just helping, but those people actually getting the support that they need as well, isn't it? So.
And can I just add another thing? I've been in touch with Jenna Homaris, who is the North Somerset Council lead for and on the executive for health. And she's also the chair of the neighbourhood health hubs that are going to be put out through with the government's 10-year plan. And she has a copy of our report, and she's
That's the wellbeing
report that Steve and I prepared, and she's very impressed with it. And Roger was telling me that several councillors got together with Jenna as well, and they want to push it out, our model out through the whole of North Somerset.
Fantastic, wouldn't it, if that does happen?
It's very heartening.
Yep. More help for more people, the better. Yeah. Okie doke. Item number 12, which is the more annual PSPO, so Public Space Protection Order consultations, which come out. So there's a list of all of the different areas. The hyperlinks are in the agenda, obviously, for people to actually click, but it's sort of in summary of all of the different areas that these particular protection orders can relate to. In effect, it gives the police more powers in these particular areas to be able to act in the terms of antisocial behaviour and mostly antisocial behaviour, but dog fouling and all those other sort of wonderful things as well. So we've got the list of all of the different areas there, and I think if we can put this as part of our comms plan as well, Steve, I'll write it down. But yeah, just to give an indication of the areas that this particularly covers.
I think it's worth saying most of these have already got PSPOs on them. There's one or two additional ones, and Alan's been around and assessed them also.
Yeah.
I talked to him about it, and it's all very sensible.
Yep. Yeah, no, indeed. So a recommendation for this agenda item is just to consider the order and respond to North Somerset Council. As you said, we'll be doing that as a matter of course anyway, but the consultation is is open to all to put your views in.
So can I just clarify what that means? So do we have to respond as a town council to these?
Yeah. Basically, they've got a list of PSPOs in place today. They're asking for the council's views on whether they want to keep them, add them, change them. We put in our proposals.
So how are we doing? How do we deal with
it? We've got the list there, and then someone in the office will write to North Somerset and formally respond.
Yeah. So in effect, this generally happened. I think it happens. It is annual for most of the locations.
Are we saying that they're non-contentious and we're just saying fine?
Well, they're basically the ones that are already in place are non-contentious,
right?
And there are a couple that Alan has added on. I can't remember which ones are the new ones, but basically, as far as I'm concerned, they're non-contentious. Alan has done the analysis of them. I think he spoke to me.
I don't want to create a problem. I just
It's all it's not really very contentious. It's basically, and to be honest, on these ones, normally they just say yes. There's been the odd one where they go, "Oh no, it's not going to work," So,
yeah, but it's generally a sort of a BAU function for us to maintain the area that's already been denoted under the protection orders anyway. So some of them, as you said, are they come up every year or every 2 years or something in that sense. But most of these have this is to mostly anyway for continuation of the protection of that particular site.
Did you say the beer youth problem?
BAU, business as usual. Yes.
Okay, beer youth probably would be closer.
Possibly.
And
Dave.
just follow that up. Where it affects particular residents in the community, how do we communicate? This is just for my information, but how do we communicate to residents who come and go that these things are in place and that they may affect the area that they live in?
There's signage.
There is signage
There is,
everywhere.
yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
really just wanting to
Yeah, so if you in certain the ones that we did that we covered last year were related to sort of dog fouling in the marina and some of the green spaces down there. So you will see signage where that particular areas are active or the protection orders are placed. Yeah. And hopefully the dogs can read the signs. Yeah. David.
Thanks. Just a couple of things. I noticed that item 2 and item 9 were the same on that list, so could probably cross all of them off. And the second thing was I couldn't see on the list the issue with the Slade Road sort of barren ground area, which has been given to Portishead and then taken away from Portishead by North Somerset Council. There have been issues going on there on and off. I haven't heard of any this last 12 months, but the previous 12 months were big issues down there with youths.
Lighting fires and,
yeah.
and all sorts of
So just on that one, Alan said to me that he was going to add that to the list actually. So that was the one I was sort of looking for, I think. So can we just check? Yeah, can we just check Slade Road? Whether might be, but
It's it's not a play park, it's a kind of an area of just, it's not even a play area, it's just kind of it's just a field next to a play park, but it's
can we check?
Can I also ask whether sort of speeding issues are addressed on this, or is that separate?
A separate thing.
I did have them all open earlier and click them all, but we'll double check. 2 and 9 was I think they both go to the different place, so it's they're both direct to the North Somerset website where there's multiple ones on there. So I think it's probably not a duplicate, but it's probably the same hyperlink location that takes you through to the North Somerset website itself. And there's 2 on there, which is the promenade and the marina for dogs on leads. So yeah, I think not sure if it's a duplicate itself, but I think it's just the same page that we need to refer to. Okay, so item number 13, which is our communications plan. So we've got Blacknor Lighthouse, we've got the high-level summary of the Q2 report from CANS, and I think we've also got I think just for the purpose of the kind of the behaviour change or the adaptation, I think we should be putting in there sort of mention again around the parking at sort of Aqua Mirage, just to say that we to expect the planters on the approval of the licence, and then see what other measures that we might be able to put in place. Anything else to add, team?
I don't know if it's for this or whether it's something else. I was just flagging with Paul the whole thing around Roath Road car park, and I know that we've done a lot of work. We've offered a lot of consultation with residents as it's before it happened, and now it's in place. Some engaged, some didn't engage. But even tonight at the tennis court, I bumped into a resident who was saying, I won't unpack it all, but I think one of my concerns, I was saying to Paul, is that although we have been clear, I think we have to keep telling people that it's not a scenario that the Portishead Town Council has set up.
Yeah, okay.
Right, because people are going to get or are already getting agitated either because they can't use it when they want to use it because they can't get enough permits, and or that it sits empty most of the day at the moment, apparently. So it's creating all sorts of frustrations. So I think, we need to be clear that the scenario wasn't of our creation. I know we have sought to do that, but we need to keep saying it, and that we're still listening. And as Paul suggested, or we were that we will monitor it and feedback, comment to North Somerset Council in the months ahead. I mean, I've had somebody, I even had somebody come up and say to me something about, well, I thought you were against car parking. How come you got it in Roath Road? I was thinking, oh God, it's not, but that, this sort of thing.
Yeah, reiterating the message.
Yeah, and people being aware that we're there to listen and to try and pick up their concerns.
Yeah,
And it was a concern that came up. 2 or 3 people spoke to me on Saturday at the reconsecration of the Baptist Church on Roath Road Chapel, and what it's a very community focused chapel or church, I think, and they're trying to engage with as many people as they can, from a lot of the groups that we would want to use it, and they're just saying it's a complete barrier because people can't afford to park their cars, so, and they want volunteers to be working there as well. So it's the same argument that we've been using on the lake ground for volunteers.
Yeah.
And the sort of things happening that would happen if it happened at Lake Grounds is that people start to park in all the roads going away from the car park. So it has all those sorts of knock-on effects.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think it's not a thing, but I've noticed that the high street is definitely busier in terms of parking. But it's, as you said, it's just my observations rather than anything else. Janet?
At what point will North Somerset agree that they've completely blown it, because they won't earn any money from that at all? And the cost of it, of running it, will far outweigh the amount of money they get from it.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I mean, we suspect that, but we've only got like 3 weeks of data. So so we need to wait 6 months basically. But okay, if I draft something for you, Mike, and something, I think I know what you want to say or what you suggested. So I can just, we can put something together, and then when Amy's back from holiday, we'll run it past Amy's thing.
So it's can reference.
Yeah. We've got a consistent sort of narrative and approach to it, because I think we all think it's a waste of money. And not only is it a waste of money, it's now preventing people, volunteering for what benefit? A few quid, which probably is hardly paying for the machines and the.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. There are.
You're talking to a lady who said that she was. It's non-coin machine, so she found it really tricky to work it. Yes.
Yeah.
Machines and cars,
Indeed. Okay, so we've got the 3 points, and then the fourth one, which was the car parking, and we'll take that back up with comms manager when she's back.
Yeah, we'll write something and I'll discuss it with Amy when she's back. Okay.
Brilliant. Okay, item number 14, date of the next meeting then. So we are at the same place, same time. It's Wednesday, 26th of November. And then item number 15 is the exclusion of the public and press. So under the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960, members of the public and press are required to leave the meeting at item number 40, or item number 16, for GDPR reasons containing confidential contact details, Section 11 of the Local Government and Housing Act 1989, and the recommendation is to agree to exclude the public and press. So I can propose that. We've got a seconder, Paul, and that's all in favour. Okay, thank you.